Are you ready to change? Are you ready to evolve? Are you ready to manifest a new reality? I am Joseph Smith, and I hope that something today that I discuss and cover brings some type of motivation and inspiration and power to your life. Today I want to discuss the art of practicing patience. The art of practicing patience. There's an excerpt I want to read from the Tao Te Ching, and it reads as follows. Do you have the patience to wait until your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? The master doesn't seek fulfillment, nor seeking, not expecting. She is present and welcomes all things. The power in the art of practicing patience. So many times, man, we feel the need to be aggressive and to force and to will our way to success. We look to make things happen, to make these connections and to network and build this network. And there's nothing wrong with building networks and things of that nature, but a lot of times, man, we try to force things. I've seen so many times in corporate America, where people are trying to force situations. I look at, new hires coming in, and as soon as they come in, the first thing they say is, hey, you know what? Perfect prime example, I'll give you an example. I remember working at a particular job where we all came in, and, you had people who had prior leadership experience. And they would make it their business to get in front of management and get in front of leadership whenever they had the moment. And they would always say, yeah, I'm a former leader. And, I used to do this and I used to do that. And I used to supervise. I used to manage. I used to direct. And they're doing these things and they're saying these things because of why? Because they want to put themselves in a position what they feel is going to get them to move ahead to get to where they want to get to. And when you do that, you miss a whole opportunity of endeavors, a whole opportunity of possibilities. You miss a whole opportunity of lessons to be learned. A lot of times we're in situations that we've never been in before. We're working at potential opportunities that we've never done before. And a lot of times to be a great leader, you got to understand and know what's going on at an entry-level position. But a lot of times people want to skip that and get straight into a position of power because they feel that that's where they're best suited. So a lot of times I found myself in situations where I have not been focused on, hey, this is where I'm trying to get to, this is what I want to do. Because I understand that in order to lead a people, you must first follow them. In order to lead a people, you must first follow them. What does that mean? You can better relate to people that you will be leading when you understand following them, when you understand how they think, how they see things, their perspective, what it is that their job is, what they're learning, and how they're learning it. When you understand the dynamics of all of that and the different complexities, you can better relate to the people that you will potentially be leading. But if you skip all of that, how can you relate to the people that you will be leading? How can you understand what they're going through? So many times I found myself in situations where I'm trying to explain something to somebody, and guess what? My understanding of what they understand is actually incorrect. And I've had to say, okay, I apologize. Let me stop. Explain to me what's going on. Help me understand the complexity of what you're going through. Because sometimes as leaders, we be so focused on making our point and driving our point that we forget the reality of what they're actually going through or what they're actually experiencing. And as a leader, the biggest thing to tame a lot of the times is your ego. Your ego. That's the biggest thing for you to tame a lot of times is your ego. The ego is, I gotta be right. I can't be wrong. Or I can't let them see me be wrong in a situation. No, that's actually incorrect. It's the wrong mindset to have. When you put yourself on a pedestal as if you can do no wrong or as if you know everything, you have no opportunity to grow because you feel you've already maxed out. Do you have the patience to wait until the mud settles and the water is clear? Think about how long it takes for mud to settle in water. Patience, 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 patience. We feel the need to make something happen. We feel the need to move things around rather than just being patient. Allow the opportunities to come. Opportunities can only come. Watch this. I'm gonna show you something. If I'm building a house and I put out a concrete slab, can the person now move in with just a concrete slab on the ground? There's no house, no roof, no walls, no plumbing, no electricity, no nothing. There's nothing but a concrete slab. You've never seen somebody try to move into a concrete slab. So then we start laying the walls and we start putting everything together. Watch this. Nobody can come live into that house until that house is complete. Once the house is complete, then guess what? Now somebody can come move in. And you don't even have to necessarily try to make it happen. Guess what? People are going to start to inquire, hey, is this house for rent? Hey, is this house for sale? But that couldn't happen until the house was finished, until the house was complete. But if I'm out here trying to force somebody to move into an unfinished house, move onto a concrete slab, they're going to get wet. Their belongings is going to get wet. They're not safe. They're not secure. They're not protected. If a storm comes, something bad will happen. The art of practicing patience. Patience. You must be patient. You must go through what you have to go through in order to be who you must become. Because if you don't go through what you need to go through, you won't become who you need to become. A lot of times we try to rush situations that shouldn't be rushed. If you go to the 12th grade and you've never been in the first, second, third, fourth, on, fourth, so forth, on, etc., you won't be ready for the 12th grade. Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? Until the right action arises by itself. It will come. You don't have to force it and make it come. How can you try and be a director if you've never been a manager? How can you be a manager if you've never been a supervisor? You can't. Because every step that you go through leads you to the next step. Every step that you experience, those experiences prepare you for the next level. But we be trying to jump levels. The master doesn't seek fulfillment, nor seeking, not expecting. I'm going to stop right there. We have been taught so many times to be goal-oriented. Goal-oriented. To set these expectations for ourselves, where we want to get at in our careers, where we want to arrive at in our careers. Did you know that setting those expectations lead to disappointment? Woo! That's good. That's good right there. Setting those expectations will lead you to disappointment. The expectation should be, let me be my best expression. Let me appreciate and enjoy every day the experiences that come and what I can learn from it. That's what we should appreciate. Because when you set expectations, oh, I want to get here at this time, And as soon as you don't get there at that time, then what happens? Oh, you feel destroyed. You feel crushed. You feel like something's wrong with everybody else, or maybe something's wrong with you. Because you set expectations for yourself. And when you don't accomplish those expectations or those goals, guess what? Now you feel like something's wrong. When there's nothing wrong at all. You just have to go through what you have to go through. Because a lot of times we be looking for things and we miss what's right in front of us. She is present and welcomes all things. That's my final thing. She is present and welcomes all things. If you live in the present moment, rather than what you're trying to accomplish in the future, if you live in the present moment, what you will need to be and what you will need to have in the future will come, because it's the present moment that prepares you for the future. It is the present moment that prepares you for the future. But if you degrade, if you disregard the present moment, you won't be who you need to be, what you need to be in the future. You won't. David was a shepherd. And if David would have said while he was in the field, watching the flock and watching the sheep and shepherding the flock, oh man, I don't care about this slingshot. I don't care about practicing the skill set of this slingshot. I don't care about trying to kill this lion. And I don't care about the responsibilities that I'm faced with right now in my present moment of guarding the flock, protecting the flock from the wolves, protecting the flock from the lions, protecting the flock from people trying to steal the sheep. If he would have disregarded that, he would not have been prepared to fight Goliath. Fighting Goliath was what propelled him to a situation and to a place of notoriety and publicity in front of all of the people of Israel, the entire kingdom. But he would have never been prepared for that moment had he not have went through the shepherding, had he not have went through shepherding the flock, had he not have went through being out in the pasture. The pasture prepared him for the palace. The pasture will prepare you for the palace. Don't miss out on the present situations and opportunities and obstacles that you face because you're so focused on where you're trying to get to. The art of practicing patience. Sometimes the best move is no move at all. I sincerely hope that something that we've talked about and discussed today brings a blessing to your life. Helps you feel more prepared. Brings you peace. Slow down. Slow down. Take your time. Because what you're going through right now is preparing you for the future. I love you, family. Until next time, I am Joseph Smith.